Private Seirei Academy, the school with the highest standard scoring in Japan's ranking. It's a school that children of both nobles and aristocrats attended, but there's one girl that was built more different than others. Elisa Mihailovna Kuju. Her father is Russian and her mother is Japanese, and she's an absolute beauty. Ever since she transferred over, she has always been number one in her school year. She's also an athlete, and on top of that, she'll be the treasurer of the student council. She's rich, beautiful, and she's an athlete. Bro. Everyone calls her the solitary princess. As she walks into the school, the most popular guy Andao confesses to her, but she instantly turns him down. Andao then tries the infamous begging. Usually this works, but she turns him down once again. She then tells Andao that his uniform goes against school regulations. She then calls him disgusting in Russian. Damn, and I thought the worst she could say is no, but she just absolutely crushed him. Everyone wonders who she's going to be interested in, since her standards are so high. She walks into class and sees a student sleeping. She says good morning, but bro is dead asleep. She kicks him, and he wakes up. His name is Kuzi Masachika, the laziest student in the academy, but he's the only one that calls Elisa by her nickname Aliyah. Apparently, Kuzi was busy talking with his otaku friends all night, so that's why he's sleeping in class. Aliyah calls him an idiot, but Kuzi doesn't mind it. He's a proud otaku. Aliyah stares at him with immense pressure. The other students wonder why Aliyah is always picking on Kuzi because usually she hates slothful guys like him. The teacher walks in as class is about to start. Kuzi yawns and Aliyah looks at him. She turns around and calls him cute in Russian. Kuzi looks at her and asks if she said anything. She said she's just calling him shameless. Kuzi apologizes, and Aliyah turns around giggling to herself. She looks back at him and said he'll be cool if he worked earnestly in Russian, but not like she's ever going to tell him that. Blushes and said he already knows about all that. His grandfather likes Russian movies, and he had to watch them with his grandfather, so he understands Russian and only his sister knows about it, but Aliyah doesn't know that Kuzi is the only one that understands what she says. When she's speaking Russian, Kuzi is starting to doze off again. Aliyah sees this and pokes him to wake him up. Kuzi got up and yells at her. The teacher saw him causing a scene, so he asks Kuzi to answer the question on the board. Kuzi starts sweating, but Aliyah wrote down the answer and points it to him. Kuzi answered, but it was wrong, and Aliyah answered the correct one. Aliyah laughs at him, saying it's his fault he fell asleep. She blushes and calls him cute again. Kuzi hears this and explained although she's a perfect girl, she has a habit of muttering random things in Russian. She thinks no one can understand her, but unfortunately for her, her crush Kuzi is her perfect counter. But Kuzi, being dumb as ever, dodges all the signs of her affection towards him and thought she purposely says unusual words in different languages and enjoys the thrill of others understanding it. Kuzi thought about confronting her about how she compliments him, but he thought she's going to turn on her dark mode and makes fun of him for actually taking what she said seriously. Class ends and Kuzi thanks her for sharing her textbook with him. She looks at him and displeased and said she isn't going to lend it to him again, and realizes that he needs to open his AFK Arena packs using the limited edition code. Kuzi got in the game just in time to open the pack. He gets happy that he got the 5-star legendary SSR Tsukuyomi with a combat rating of 50 million, but his AFK Arena journey quickly gets interrupted by a grumpy Aliyah, who told him cell phones aren't allowed in the school unless it's for necessary purposes. She low-key acting like an English teacher right now. Kuzi quickly got on his knees and begs for her forgiveness. He explains to her how the card he just got has a 0.2% chance of dropping in this week's event. Aliyah asks, why is Tsukuyomi's hair silver? Kuzi told her not to mind it because characters with silver hair are just cuter. Aliyah mumbles in Russian that she also has silver hair. She then told him she's going to turn off his phone because as a member of the student council she won't let this slide. Kuzi panics and told her to not do such thing because there's a chance the game didn't save, but she couldn't be bothered with AFK Arena, so she proceeds to turn off his phone. Later that night, Aliyah cosplays as the character Kuzi got and does the same pose as her trying to act cute. Suddenly, someone walks in the door, surprising Aliyah, leaving her shocked.